I think it's Tuesday. Uh, I'm happy to be talking to all of you today. It's amazing how many of us thought we would be looking for things to do and how incredibly busy I feel trying to figure this all out. But I want to have a little guest visitor come on to add some levity. Come on over here, Finn. He's got a joke for you. All right. Oops, hang on. I don't know why it's canceling. Okay. All right, Finn, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead. Nice and loud.
All right. I used to spin the toilet paper roll like I was on the Wheel of Fortune. Now I turn it like I'm cracking a safe.
Nice job. All right, I'll see you a little later. Yeah. All right, I thought that was fun. Okay, so we're going to talk about a few things today. We're going to talk about the market. We're going to talk about some Q&As I've been involved with, some rule compliance, and then I think Sophie has a joke she wants to tell later. Oh, that joke was from Chris Farrow. I guess Marcus found it from an old lifeguarding friend online. Hi, Tiffany. Thanks for joining. So let's just talk a little bit about reality here first. Hi, Michelle. Thanks for joining. So here's the reality, right? The financial markets dropped 30% in 22 days, which is the fastest drop of all time. I'm sure all of you are watching your inboxes and receiving, like Orange Theory. I just got a message from them about laying off 80% of their workforce. Compass laid off 17 or 15% of their workforce yesterday. And people are bracing for this time frame, right? And so what does that mean for real estate? What are we doing? And I think on a bigger note, like what can all business owners do right now in order to survive this? Because that's really what this is about. It's about surviving and then thriving, right? And there's going to be some industries that are able to do that and likely many that can't. And that's just the reality of where we are. But a couple things that I plan to start doing. Today's Tuesday. So by Monday of next week, we're going to have some data coming from the MLS that's going to start to give us some indications of what we're seeing in showing activity. I mean, we can definitely look at East Coast and what's happening there. I mean, they definitely have like a 50% reduction in showing activity. Roughly half the people that had their homes on the market took their homes off within the past week, but that's more national. So we have to look more at the San Diego market, and I think it's going to follow the trends. But what does that mean, right? The main thing that we're trying to ascertain as a group right now is, are there still people that want to buy and sell? And there are still people that want to buy and sell real estate. So that's an important thing for us as real estate agents to get our arms around and be ready to do that, right? And how are we going to do that? So that's what we're working on. We can do anything virtually. We're not concerned about that. We actually are going to be launching a property next week. The main thing that we're talking about with buyers is, number one, are you still a buyer? And I think first-time home buyers are probably going to take a big step back. I would say older generations, probably like middle-age people that have been through a downturn before. Some of those people that have capital or that are in a position where they need to buy, they're still going to buy. You're going to see a lot of different contingencies and a lot of different ways that deals are put together to facilitate the fact that people can't walk inside the homes right now. So there can be escrows that are contingent upon a buyer walking inside the home prior to close, because we can't do that right now. So, and the reality is that, just the quick survey I did on my team, we definitely have buyers that will still buy. There's definitely buyers that won't buy right now. But I think that's pretty much the case for both buyers and sellers. And so the reality is, like, we do have to sell in this market. It is a different market. We have to do different things to sell property right now, and we're ready to do that. So the main thing that I'm hoping to do within a week is to provide data regarding how the market is adjusting, what it's going to mean for home prices, and all that good stuff coming up, because there's definitely going to be opportunities, and I want to be the first to deliver those to you. Um, One of the things I'm really learning that I'm loving is I'm being a part of the question and answer sessions with all the brokers in Compass for Southern California, and our broker of record who does all of the liaising with the state. And there's some fascinating questions coming out of these question and answer sessions because they're all coming from agents that are in deals right now at different points in their deals with sellers that are in rent backs, or people that have removed all their contingencies but lost their jobs, or people that don't qualify for their loan anymore because they don't have the reserves in the marketplace anymore like they used to, and how all of those different items are going to be handled. On top of the fact that, there's what's happening right now as we adjust to what happened, but then moving forward, because I'm listening to these question and answer sessions, I'm able to predict, like, okay, if I open an escrow tomorrow with a buyer or a seller, these are the provisions I need to have in place based on what's happening to buyers and sellers right now. So some pretty fascinating, really unique, really some unanswerable things right now. Like here's an example. Um, there was a clause, so a buyer purchasing an investment property, and part of the contingency was that the property needed to be vacated by the current tenant because they had a new tenant they were going to put in place. And with all of the provisions regarding not being able to evict people right now, what happens? Well, that deal's probably not going to close for a while. It's going to be on hold. Or, for example, when a buyer purchases a home and the seller had a rent back, well, do those tenant protective provisions apply to that seller? So we have a lot to figure out in the industry, and I think a lot of things are going to depend on whether or not the COVID situation affects the ability for the tenant to pay their rent, and that's going to be the main delineating line. And there's going to be delays, and we're going to figure it out. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was rule compliance. So one of the big things that you always see in my industry on some level is agents and brokers that don't follow the rules. For example, like if you have, let's say you have 4 buyers that are going to write an offer on a property, and the first buyer writes the offer the first day, and they put a 24-hour deadline on their offer. And I work with multiple agents in my own farm and industry where that listing agent will not only not respond to that offer, but 3 days later they'll send a multiple counter offer when that offer is already expired without written permission, which you're not allowed to do. So people that are going to do that are going to continue to break rules in this marketplace as well. And that was another part of the question and answer session, was like, okay, well, what kind of liability is a seller going to have if they allow people in their home, and then that person, and they're unknowingly a carrier for coronavirus, and then that person gets coronavirus. Um, and so, really working with an agent that's going to protect you is going to be really, really important right now. And that's thinking through all of this and not looking how to get around and just put money in their pocket, and be patient and be eager to figure out how to make sure you're going to safely get through a real estate transaction without unknowingly doing something that's going to cause you harm later. Um, and I think that's it for what I wanted to cover today. It's kind of a lot of real estate stuff, but I'm getting a ton of questions from people that are asking me what's happening and if people are buying and selling right now and how it's changing. And so I do want to address that and just address the elephant in the room, which is that it kind of sucks right now for everyone. And uh, and that's just where we are. Honestly, I'm bracing for 100 days, potentially of no income, and luckily, our family put ourselves in a place where we can handle that. My biggest goal is, number one, to stay safe and to stay healthy, and to profess that to everyone that is surrounding me, my family, my my friends, my community, my clients, everyone that I know. Like, that's number one, right? Stay. And we actually have a really neat quote Finn's going to read later, that really, I think, helps drive home how we need to do that and how our mindset needs to change in order to stay healthy for ourselves and for other people. And the second thing that I plan to do is to stay positive and to keep moving forward, right? Um, that's all you can do. We saw Marcus and I were on a walk this morning. We saw a friend of mine, Brian Waterman, who is a friend and a neighbor and a previous client, and he's running along. I didn't really notice it was him until he got 6 feet away, and I said, hey Brian, how's it going? And he said, well, one foot in front of the other every day. And I thought, that's all we can do. You can't hide, you can't avoid it, you can't make it anything other than what it is, but you can put one foot in front of the other and learn as much as you can and pivot. And that's my goal. And our final biggest goal is just to hold on to our employee. Like that is so important to Marcus and me, and she's really valuable to our business. And we firmly believe that this is, we're on this like steep decline right now. And everyone in the real estate industry believes this is going to be a V-shaped recovery or a boomerang recovery. And we need her on the other side of that, because I think that oh, hi, and she's on this call. Hi, Taylor. And as fiercely as the market is coming down, our belief is that it's going to just as fiercely ramp back up. And so the goal is like, survive this, right? Bleed as little as we can, help as many people as we can, pull back on spending, both personally and professionally, but hold on to what really matters and what's going to really, really help you recover on the other side. And for us, that's Taylor. So those are our goals, and there you are. So that's kind of where our business is, but I really do think there's so much that can come from different business people and different industries coming together and figuring out what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, what their priorities are, and then also how we can support each other. That's going to be enormous, showing up for those that need it right now. And that's another big goal of ours, is just to support local businesses and make sure everybody knows how to access those, what's open, how you can access it, and making that available to you. But I have two more. I want my kids to come in for two more things. So Sophie's going to read a joke that Billy Bourgeois, who talk about a wonderful leader when I first started in real estate, and was so green. Oh my gosh. I ask Billy 9 million questions every day, and she is such a lovely person, and she's actually a big part of my brand. She told me the good luck of a hummingbird. Anyway, she posted a really funny joke about coronavirus that I'm going to share with you. And I wanted to share something from my friend Deanna Olson. I think it's just priceless. She posted online. It's Tom Hanks. I don't know if you guys have seen this one. And it says, just like that, nobody ever asked a stay-at-home mom what she does all day ever again. Everybody's going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe what stay-at-home moms do. All right, do you have the... Okay, come on in, Sophie. All right, she's got the joke from Billy. You ready? Come on up. There you go.
Hi, Dad.
Off you go.
It's so stupid. Okay. Coronavirus is just a cold, but like when a guy gets a cold.
That was beautifully done. Thank you. I can tell how much you enjoyed that. Where's your brother? All right, Ben. Okay. You have, what were you going to read? You were going to read this one. This is great. All right. This is important, and I think should be read by a child too. I'm going to lower this a little bit so you can see him. So this is how we're going to stay safe. This is important. Read this nice and loud, Finn.
Do not change your behavior to avoid being infected. Assume you are infected and change your behavior to avoid transmitting.
Up top. Thank you, sir. All right. That's all I got for today. Thank you for joining. Thank you for participating with me. And thank you for being okay with me doing this as well. This is part of my own need to stay normal and to stay connected with everyone. Please send me your questions. I'm getting a ton of questions from people, and I'm going to be sharing those questions here as we go forward with how we can effectively handle real estate transactions. If you have any friends that have questions, please send them to me. I'm on every single webinar all the time from the Department of Real Estate and Compass. making sure that I know exactly what to do to protect clients and to move forward and to serve at the highest level. So thank you so much. Please share your jokes as well. I hope you liked them and seeing my kids, and I'll have more for you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.